everybody. Good afternoon and welcome back to Oche Kitchen Discussions. Today we're going to start with IJ's nutrient tips. I'm going to talk about egusi, which is a non-melon that we use in Nigeria to cook soup and stuff like that. So egusi's primary ingredient is melon seeds, and they have been found to contain phytosterols that help in lowering bad LDL, which is the low density lipoprotein. Also, the seeds are rich in essential nutrients like protein, dietary fiber, carbohydrates, and essential amino acid that makes the soup healthy. So today's topic is heartbreak, what it taught you. A breakup is often accompanied by a wide variety of powerful and negative feelings, including sadness, anger, confusion, resentment, like I resented from my mom, jealousy, like Oche is so jealous of me, fear and regret, to mention a few. If you try to ignore or suppress these feelings, you likely only prolong the normal grieving process and sometimes get totally stuck in it. Healthy coping means both identifying these feelings and allowing ourselves to experience these feelings, as hard as it is. You cannot avoid the pain of loss, but realize that by experiencing these feelings, they will decrease over time and you speed up the grieving process. The stages of grieving frequently include shock, denial, bargaining, anger, depression, and eventually acceptance. Extreme grief feels like it will last forever, but it doesn't if we cope in some healthy ways. There are several conditions that will likely intensify. Your negative feelings, which includes not being the one who decided to break up, not seeing the breakup coming, this being your first serious relationship, your ex being your only real close friend, continue to run into your ex, the relationship having made you feel whole or complete. Your ex starting to date someone right away, or thinking about your ex being sexual with their new partner, or believing that your ex is the only one in the world for you. No matter if you experience the above or more, just know that nothing lasts forever and tomorrow is another day. Be around friends and family, do what you love doing and you will be fine. So this leads to my first question. Can you share your first heartbreak experience and how it shaped your subsequent love life? Mama, can you take it from me? Why are you laughing?
Actually, when we brought this topic up, did I lie to myself? In my head, I thought I haven't had a heartbreak, but I just remembered I've had one. Yes, I did. It was my first, obviously, first relationship. The heartbreak was when I believed that species, men are just themselves, they're honest, they're truthful. So he taught me that lesson. Well, that's what I believed at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Until I started hearing stories and seeing things, and I realized, yes, this is life. So how it shaped my, did I explain it enough? Yes.
No, I don't think so.
It was just womanizing. And because I believed, he was the only one, I was the only one, princess.
I had a similar experience, yeah.
So anyway, and how it shaped my life is on a positive light. I don't trust any man. Yes, I don't believe any of you. Yes, even if I've not seen you, caught you in action, but I don't believe any of you. And experiences in life, what we read, what we see, what we hear has really proven it, that you cannot be honest. Not that you mean not to be honest when it comes to humanizing. There's that thing in you that will make you do. So it's made me believe, don't trust them. Believe them.
If I may piggyback, I had similar experience with you, yeah. I was shielded. I'm an only girl, I have brothers, so they shielded me. So I didn't even know anything better when I had my first boyfriend, and he was everything to me. And he was like brother, boyfriend, everything, father, everything. He was everything. And I was in Unical doing remedials. He was in APSU. This guy was in Calabar every Thursday to leave on Monday for my first semester, because I didn't know how to use public transportation. So he was doing this every Thursday. He would leave and come. Then the next semester, we'll switch, you know what I mean? And that's when it was one of my trips to apps that I learned that he had, or maybe not boyfriend, that he was, having an affair with somebody or something. Just I always say that if I knew what suicide was, because I almost died. Like I couldn't eat. I lost so much weight.
Wait, where you know get?
Trust me, I to be honest with you, I got over him 2 years ago for the first. I used to think about him and cry. I'm telling you, like that shit hurt me so bad. Like it made me not to trust. I said I'll never trust again. I said I'll never love again. So yeah, it affected me immensely. So yeah, so I can attest.
I don't even think you've gotten over him. Is it possible?
I have. Trust
Story.
me. Over 2 years. 2 years now. I'm telling you. 2 years now. Yeah. 2 years now.
It took you almost 30 years to get over him. So what makes you think that 2 years is enough? It's
not about 2 years. It's about, you know what I mean?
No, you have made peace with what happened, okay? Because like I used to tell people, when I hear that a woman poisoned her husband,
yeah,
I always say that she never loved him in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
True.
Because when someone upsets you, there's a limit to how much you can be upset if it is someone you love.
That's correct. I agree with you.
When they upset you, it cuts deep.
Aye.
But when somebody you love annoys you, I don't know how to explain it. Do you get it?
You're the love mistress. So explain.
When someone you love annoys you, it cuts deep. But at the same time, and that's why it's amazing how God has made love, because at the same time, you don't want anything to hurt this person. In fact, it's like if the
love is real, if the love is real,
if he should be scolded, you are the only one permitted to scold him. If he should be given tough time, you're the only one that has the right to give him that headache, because you know the limit to how much you can stress him. Okay.
Yes.
If you're vexing for your loved one and all of a sudden he screams, maybe electric shock or something, you'll be the first to spring up. Are you okay?
Oche is in motion. Love.
You can continue from your vex later on, but at that point in time. So when I hear that, this woman, she killed her husband and it's established that she did, I simply say that she never loved him.
She never loved Oche.
No, it might be it's called something. When you love somebody so much, the anger might make
obsession.
That's obsession.
No, crimes of passion.
Angel, we cannot justify it. Then you never love that person. If you love somebody, no matter
love you.
Yeah.
Never loved. Hardly comes into play when it is genuine love.
That's correct. Oche, you've said it all. You're right. You're right.
So when someone hurts you, and because of the level of love you have for that person, it cuts deep. In fact, you want to die. But at the same time, you can't think of anything negative happening to that person.
But isn't it why people she kill? I don't know the story you're talking about, but I know people can kill during they call it acts of passion or whatever, crimes of passion or whatever. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you.
The love might make you. You say, if I can't have you, nobody. I know it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Those people.
It's crazy. Yeah, but some people love like that.
See what you described now. This guy used to risk his life, leave Okigwe all the way to Calabar.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Right. And when he did what he did, you were thoroughly hurt.
Because I couldn't understand it.
You couldn't function. At the same time, you never thought of harming him.
No, like I was naive and everything. My mom, I say that if it was the Ijoma that was in Imsu, we would still be together. Maybe we would have married. I don't know. But because I didn't know better, it was after I broke up with him that people started telling me, like, boys are like that now. They always have this girl that I was like, there was no way I thought I was his, you know what I mean? I didn't.
Like I said, you were within your rights to feel.
I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, you were within your rights to feel the way you felt. It was natural for you to be that hurt. But despite the gravity of pain you felt, I'm sure you were carrying a physical pain on your chest for months. Do you get?
I lost weight. I wasn't eating. My mom had to ask me. My mom had to ask me about him. That was so bad. That was how bad it was. My mom was like, "Where is this guy?" And I started crying.
You lost him. You know, somebody that hurt you so badly, you still didn't think about hurting him. And that is what love is all about.
That's correct.
Well, it depends on what the person did, you know.
And if you had wanted to hurt him, you were in APSU with him. You would have gone, even if it is fuck.
No, I didn't go to APSU. I used to just go and visit. I went to IMSU. I wasn't nowhere.
But you heard in APSU.
Yeah.
You could have hunted him down that
because
night.
I left Calabar to join him in APSU.
You're going trying to bring guys memories.
Okay, let's ask the guys. Let's ask the guys. Let's ask the guys and see how they feel about heartbreak and everything. Barare, Ufoma. Hi. Hi, welcome to the show. Yeah. Can you share your first heartbreak experience and how it shaped your life? Yeah.
No. Say when you have this impression that you can't trust men. I think a lot of us have been totally heartbroken in the past. We went into
the feeling is mutual. The feeling is mutual.
The mutual feeling.
So you guys don't trust us as much as we don't trust you guys?
I have suffered not just one, not two, not three, but up to 4.
No, I can't go through that again. Never. No, I can't do. So nothing anybody will do me now.
But of all of them, I can paint the worst one for you. So you get
No, sorry.
When I was doing my MBA between 93 and 95, I was working permanent full-time NMPC in Lagos, MBA full-time in Benin. And I had this girlfriend that was doting over. She was doing her first degree in Uniben. Girl, as in, we had our postgraduate hostel in Ekron campus, and I'll drive all the way to Ubo in the morning, get to our hostel to ask about her. Now get to our hostel before 7 a.m. in the morning. They'll tell me that she's gone for first mass. Ooh. What could be better than that?
You went to pray now. Pray for you to kill money. So
But when later on, as more of my friends got to know I was dating this girl, some of them will come to me in class. Those ones I didn't have cars because I would drive myself from Ekron campus to Bo. But some people who want to leave later will come by bus, and then there will be a point where they will stop to get an interchange, as in stop at Ring Road, another bus to Bo. Some of them will come to me and say, your babe and I rode in the same bus. I said, same girl that I was in a hostel this morning, and they told me she had gone for first mass. So
sounds like what if my mama would do.
It took quite a while before I had to
go to church.
Take people out to say, I paid good money for people to check out for me, and my ears are getting filled. So the impression, the open image she was giving me was different from what I was now getting from fillers. People had paid like private investigators to help me look out for. And I now got to know she was dating one young boyfriend. I was happy for her. And then 2, the guy had hostel accommodation in boys' quarters in one of the lecturers' quarters. So on a certain morning, my ears were filled at this point. I had gone to her room again in the morning, and they had told me, because I come from Lagos like once or twice every week, because I was doing my job full-time in Lagos. They didn't give me leave of absence or anything. So she would never know when I'll be coming in, because that's like between 93 and 95, there were no GSM phones then. And then the only time we talked on phone were times when she would go to a Nitel booth to call me on my office line. So that was it. So one of those days I came into town unannounced as usual. I checked the next morning and they had told me she had gone to mass.
Mass all the time, mass.
We're living and all. So I just told her to check that place out. And we got there like quarter. And I stood somewhere behind one hibiscus plant, and I told my friend to go and knock on the door of the shop. And when he knocked, the guy came, and my friend said to him, I'm looking for Catherine. Sorry, I shouldn't have called her name.
We don't know her surname, don't worry. I'm Catherine too, don't worry, continue.
Hello, I understand she might
Catherine
be
Church, Catherine Church.
For Jake. I'm actually looking for her cousin Jake, but I understand Catherine can tell me where I can find Jake. You know, it does not for me, it's for you. And Catherine came off the bed, completely nude, but as she was coming, she was putting a wrapper across her chest.
Oh, wow.
And that's how she came to the door.
Oh
dear.
Humphrey, what are you doing here this early? And Humphrey gave the same story. I'm looking for Jake. They say, okay, the last time I saw Jake was like 2 days ago. But don't you worry, when I see him, I'll tell him you came looking for him, you know? And then she now went and picked up, as in button down front, short sleeve shirt and put it over her shoulders. And she was walking Humphrey off to where the car was. And that was when I came out from behind the hibiscus plant. I said, hello.
Damn. Oh.
Yes.
And I said, God.
You're still carrying your hand on your head.
I've been consistent with this your early morning masses, and I've been wondering, what's good? But now that I know where you've been having your mass, my mind's at peace now and all of that.
Somebody called it holy deceit.
Holy deceit. So, you know, she still walked me to the car and said, but wait, bros, don't do this to me. You came all the way from Lagos. Yes, you caught me in this guy's house, but that to say you didn't come.
It's not what you mean. How did they say that grammar? It's not what it looks like. It's not what it means.
No, she couldn't deny that. But at that point, I said, come, one small talk at this wrap around you now. I'm sure the whole thing will come down. I'm sure there are no on this underneath. And he said, no, don't have to argue over that. You got me. And I said, we're good. And so on that score, she saw me off to my car, and I still dipped my hand in my pocket and gave her something like a parting gift. I said, this is the last time you get me.
Oh, you're
see, Oche, he's a lover boy. He's a lover boy.
And I got to my car. And
Which hand did she use to collect it?
Oh, shamelessly she did.
I use my left hand and take it and put it in her
And
pocket.
somebody who I had told her parents I was waiting to graduate from school, so we could get married. So when you would talk about your own heartbreak experience, what I've gone through was chaps.
No, I thought mine was big until I heard this. Mine.
Please, I don't catch mine. I don't catch mine. Just time the upper coming out for me.
So, Ufuma,
Yeah.
did that incident make you change your mind?
No, because he had a couple of more heartbreaks from what he said.
I'm allowed to laugh, right?
So you loved again and again. So why you loved again and again?
I'd broken up with somebody who gave me an ultimatum to marry her in 6 months. And I told her I wasn't ready to get married in 2 years. And we parted with the next month, her invitation cards were out. What beats that? So,
because she had options. She had options. So she wanted to know who was serious to marry her. My cousin, I'm in my house. That's the kind of thing she would do.
And what was her explanation?
She said, you give me 5 naira or 10 naira.
She came out fully and she told me, that I remember she told me about this chap. I said, what chap? She said, yes, this guy, that the guy just cut all links from her. She said only when she heard that the guy was back in Nigeria looking for her, she hear him out. And that was when she found out that the guy had been in the slammer in the US over drug-related offenses. And so he had no way to keep in touch with her. That had just been, and he came all the way from the US to come look for her. And that was why she came to me asking that if I wasn't keen on getting married to her now. There was some offer on the cards and she was considered. So I said, I am planning to get married after this and this other item. I wanted my youngest brother in school to through university before I could get married and all of that. He said, oh, that would be like 2 years. I said, yeah. I said, no. Her mom, who had renal failure,
how old was she then?
had been in hospital, and I had facilitated. She was 24.
Yeah, that was when our mothers are putting fire.
I was like 8 years older than her. No, the problem was her mom had renal failure, I think complete failure of her kidneys. And I was working in NMPC Medical then. And I noticed that girl, her salary was not even showing on her. I could see that she was going through
a lot.
End of the month, when people, a lot of girls going to buy shoes and handbags, she wasn't buying anything. So I even did a few things to save money for her, but she was still always wanting to get into those accounts to draw cash. So I asked her what the problem was. She now told me about her mom's condition.
Oh, I think we lost you.
Network, yeah.
Yeah, network. So many people have been going in and out. Oh, okay. Mama, over to you.
So maybe the network is bad.
Yeah, okay.
I had been one clinic life support on a weekly basis. And that was the signature of mom. So you hear the story to the end. I called her and I said, "Well, dependents, any staff were entitled to 4 dependents. But there's supposed to be your spouse and your kids. But this one now, she was a single girl. So I discussed with my boss that can we just make an exception for her to get her mother to be her sole dependent at this point." So my boss called, we had a meeting, and we agreed. I made a card for the mother, an NMPC card, a clinic card, and then got a referral letter for the mother to now be taking treatment on NMPC sponsorship, which was cool. So that freed her salary and freed a lot of things for her. So all of a sudden, she had much more cash that she had always had. But the mom, one of the visits we made to the mom, they needed transfusion for the mom because for dialysis, you lose quite some blood in the process. So I volunteered because when it comes matched us, it was the same blood group and all of that. So I donated a pint, which was transfused to the mom. All the time I was saying, this same young man is the one who's made it possible for me to get treatment free of charge. And then now he's the one who's been donating his own blood. So the guy who came from the US had been talking to her mom and her dad, and they were in the fix. So the ones that called the young girl and said, "Come, your ex has explained why he was not able to get touched. Now we're seeing this wonderful young man who you're dating. So if you ask us, we would say marry Ufoma right away, as Repet. But then again, is he ready to marry you right now? So you go and put it across to him and ask him." And when she came, I was honest, saying, "Look, I wasn't getting married in the next 12 or 14 or 16 months. So on the score of that, she made a decision because her mom had been given 12 months to live at that point. And the mom yearning to have a grandchild. So you see, it is that drive women and their decisions, not the same factors.
Yeah, very true. I'm glad you understand that. Thank you. Yes,
thank you. True. Yeah.
So many things drive us. Yeah.
Ufoma, so, are you married now?
Very well and happily so.
Good.
Of course, for you to give somebody way tie apart where you see, give up gifts. Yeah, you should be happily married now. I believe you're treating her very good.
Congratulations to Mrs. Eberari.
Yeah.
Tell her to keep looking after you. You're a nice person. God bless you.
Yes, God bless you. Yeah.
Thank you, madams.
Yeah. Going to the next question. I think I'll ask this question then and I'll answer as well before every other person. Why do you think people... Sorry?
Oh, if you like lessons.
Yeah, why do you think? Oh, my tip for today, my affirmation is so simple. Life is a game. Find a game you want to play.
And play very well.
That's it. So question number 2 is, why do you think people divorce due to cheating and then turn around and start dating a married person? I have an answer.
You have an answer?
I have an answer.
To give fire back.
Because, no, not to fire back. Not to fire back. I just thought about it. The reason it could be because they realized that when they were in that marriage, they were never happy. So, and they found happiness with somebody who may not be happy, because as far as I'm concerned, a married person who is dating is not happy where she is. End of story.
Very true. 100%.
Yeah. So, Uncle Ben, I can see you. Do you want to tell us, why do you think people divorce due to cheating and then turn around and start dating a married person? Could be a man, could be a woman.
All this story, they go over my head.
I know.
It go over my head, so I'm still trying to imagine all we've been saying. I'm still trying to imagine.
We're talking about the Obimbawa.
May it not be your passion in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Ati, you're here without your camera. Do you want to answer my question?
Taibo can help me. Taibo can help me.
Sorry. What was the question?
The first doesn't have anything to say.
Why do you think people divorce due to cheating and then turn around and start dating a married person?
Because they want to punish the other people for the way they've suffered. Simple.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's fire. They want to fire back. Yeah.
Yeah, simple. There's nothing
else
to add to that. It's a very short sentence.
Thank you.
Yeah, and at times, if you lose yours, you don't give it. You don't care.
You want to spoil another person.
Not that you want. I don't think it's about spoiling. You just don't care. Like you don't think about it. You just anywhere you see happiness, you go.
Yeah, there's something I believe as well. Even though I don't know if it's my turn to talk, but
go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I feel that sometimes these married men that they end up with, just like it's very
married women, it's both ways. But carry on.
married people. So just like that you can hardly see hey, how do they refer to them? I don't want to use the word that we all know.
No, say it. It's okay.
Okay, just like you wouldn't see a prostitute that just said today, 28th of May, I want to start prostituting.
Yes.
Okay. Most times, circumstances lead to that. That is also how these women may have had this guy in their corner. Over time, somebody she's been confiding in and stuff like that. So it doesn't necessarily mean that she decided to pitch tent with a married person.
Yes.
All the time. It could be that this is a friendship that has grown over years and then metamorphosed into that. I'm not trying to
just make it okay. No, but it happens. That's how most of it happens. Yeah.
I think that most times that's how it ends up happening. Not because two of them chose to go that route.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we are all humans.
Yeah. But the issue is that the issue is that the issue is that you chose to divorce your partner because they cheated, and then you're cheating with a married person. So it's just
you're divorced now. Remember, you're divorced now. So
but the other person is still married. So it's the same. It's like
every time
hypocrisy.
That they make up their mind to do that.
I understand that.
About the human mind, that thing that is forbidden is always appealing.
It's true. It's true.
Okay,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say because you said they might have had them in the corner before. Not necessarily.
No, corner as friend, not doing
friend. No, not friend. I'm free now.
You're talking from experience. Are you talking from experience?
No,
Let's see you now. We haven't seen you 2 months time. We miss
that's
you.
What I tried to put my camera on and the phone went off. So I just
we miss you so much.
Yeah. Not from experience. I suppose I've been, let me say this nice. I've been cheated with, I've been cheated on, but I haven't cheated on anybody.
For real?
I haven't. Because
you be good, you're going straight to heaven.
Person. I chop and clean out and move on. I don't expect any commitment from anybody. So if I was in the position where I had to sleep with somebody, I don't care if I like you and I think there's a physical attraction. I'll sleep with you whether you have wife or 10 wives. Well, that's your business. I'm not worried about your problem. I have my own satisfaction at that time.
Why can't we get video of
don't ever propose love to me because you're wasting your time.
Yeah, you have so much in common.
There's no need for that. Let's not be romantic about things that don't have
it's a typo that is talking. That's a typo.
That is
okay. Can I ask another person on this platform?
Who former has something to say to Ati? He's been saying something in the background.
No, funny enough, I've known Ataibo for like 30 years plus.
Oh, you know Ataibo? Oh, that is awesome.
Oh my God, thank you.
See how life is?
I didn't know. Ati, did you invite Tufoma to this?
Oche did. He's Oche's
friend. Wow. Lovey, you're busy putting that thing in your mouth. Do you want to answer this question? I'll ask the question again. Lava, I know you're in your living room. You're not in a restaurant. Let me ask you a question. She's hiding. She just realized I saw her. All right. Can I ask somebody else?
Millie's here. Millie's here.
All right. Ike, I don't know if you can talk where you are.
Oh, cool.
Ike, can you talk?
Is Ike still here?
He's here, but I don't know. I don't know if he's at work. All right. Florence, do you want to answer?
Hello.
Hi, Floxy. How are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm good.
Yeah,
thank you. Good day, everyone. Yeah,
the question is, did you get the question?
Why do people leave the marriage for another married person? Is that not the question?
No, they left somebody because the person cheated. The person they left because the person cheated.
Why do the people that divorce due to cheating?
All right, yeah.
And go to marry because they could leave for other reasons. Fiola.
Oh wow, Fiola.
Fiola has an answer, I guess.
All right. I think I have a very simple answer for that thing. why do they leave? Why do they go into another relationship or dating a married person? They are looking for happiness. That's it. Maybe in the former relationship, they're not happy. So it's all about they want to be happy. For me, like I just said, you want to like retaliate or hurt the person back.
No, not always.
You might try to.
Not actually retaliated because somebody was sleeping, not as in retaliation like that, because somebody was sleeping with you, so you don't care about sleeping. Maybe it's called retaliation, but I don't know. Yeah, it's like don't give me shit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Floxy. That's a fair point. They're looking for happiness, and they found it there. Okay. Fiola, I know you just joined. If you can hear me. Adobe, good.
I just joined though. As usual, I forgot. Sorry, no.
I'm glad you have eventually remembered.
Fiola, it's okay. We're glad you're here.
I'll ask you a quick question. You know what the topic of the day is. So the second question is, why do you think people divorce due to cheating and then turn around and start dating a married person?
Like I left my husband because he cheated on me. Then I started sleeping with your husband.
He went to Obi.
No, hang on. So
you're married. Come and join us. Just 500.
You're married to somebody, Then he cheated on you. Then you divorced him. Then you now went and started sleeping with another married
person.
Exactly.
Why do you think people do it?
Yeah, somebody sent us this question. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see where the person is coming from, and I don't blame the person, Jerry.
Fiola is a bad chico.
So where is he coming from? Northampton or London? Where are they coming from?
Luxembourg.
My dear, if somebody can do it to you, why can't you do it to another person?
Exactly. I think that's why people. Yeah, I think that's why many people don't care.
Would it be
because when
with
it you just don't give a shit anymore.
Would it be? Do you think it was done with intent to hurt the other person?
No, let me tell you. No, let me tell you.
No.
It's very likely. The person would never have thought of doing that until it
exactly.
happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So it just lets your guard down. You're like, you know what?
Exactly.
Whatever.
Exactly.
To help.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Fiola. Thank you. Let me hear from another guy. Benben. No, not Benben. Sorry. Chris.
I never say it is done with intent to enjoy, of course.
Yeah. Chris. Onyem.
Oche will divorce you.
Hi, Chris. Good evening. Oh, thanks for joining.
Yeah, good evening.
You didn't start on time, so I'll tell you what the question is about. You know what the topic is about. And the question on the ground, on the floor is, why do you think people divorce due to cheating? People who divorce due to cheating and turn around and start dating a married person?
They are confused.
Okay, Chris, I left my husband because he cheated on me.
No. He said the person is confused.
Oh, I thought he said he's confused.
No.
The person is confused.
Ben,
How so?
How so?
Yeah.
Maybe you left your marriage. Apparently, maybe you have children in the marriage and you left it because your husband or spouse was cheating and you turn around to do the same thing, when you have left. So what is the rationale? How do you justify that?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I don't think they know what they are doing unless they repented, but hey, come on.
So it's the blues, the divorce blues that's led them to that. That's your view. Okay. Thank you.
It's not divorce blues. It's just they are confused. Let's not just say divorce blues also. It doesn't.
Let's not blame it on anything.
So you don't think maybe the first person they really was actually attracted to was probably married and they just don't care anymore. They're like, somebody did that to me. I'm going to do that. I'm just, maybe that's how the world is. Because when I got a heartbreak, my first heartbreak and the only heartbreak, that's when I found out that, guys always cheat. Like it was normal. So it didn't bother me till today. Like today, it doesn't bother me. If I catch a man cheating, I jump,
Jump and pass.
Yeah, probably, but I won't,
We know what you mean.
I seem to like a diverse approach. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Like
that's basically how I am. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Actually, we missed you, you know. Thank you for coming back after about 6 weeks or thereabout. Millicent, do you want to?
2 years. I haven't seen her in 2 years.
Mil, I don't know if you're at work, if you can hear us. Doyin, do you want to say something? Chinwe?
Benson is just watching, as in, this is so foreign to me. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Obi, I have Obi here. Obi, do you want to say something? Do you want to answer that question?
Mill is here, and she's very.
That's Mill, yeah, she didn't answer. I don't know if she's at work or anything. And we have Onyekachi Chikere.
She was one of the, yeah. She's a lover girl like Oche.
I'm a lover girl, but
Ijoma, you're not well. I am a lover girl.
Yes, if I'm asking you question, answer.
So my question is, Onyekachi, is if someone left their marriage, divorced their partner because they cheated, and they've gone to date a married person, why do you think they would have made that decision?
They are going to do what? Sorry, I didn't get that part.
Okay, why do you think people divorce due to cheating and then turn around and start dating a married person?
My dear, that one is the one I don't understand. I really do not understand that. If you leave somebody because he's cheating, then there's no point going to somebody who is married because you're equally doing the same thing. So it's the same thing. I would prefer if the man was divorced and then you get to know each other, love him, and then you take it up from there.
Kachi, we're not talking about what you would prefer. We're telling you what is on the table.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that's equally kettle calling pot black. That's what I would say.
But you know, like I would say at times people don't like for me, although I was young then, so there's no age barrier to this question. Because at times people, like when you're naive and everything, you don't know well. You know, like I said, when I had my first heartbreak, if it was the Ijoma me, it wouldn't have meant anything to me. But then, as a 19, 20-year-old girl, it was, I couldn't fathom, I couldn't understand that, you know, he would sleep with another person. I could not, there was no understanding. I couldn't have, you know, so after, yes.
You're not allowed to go. Okay, we don't know. And
no, that's fine. That's fine.
So
after that, that's when friends started telling me, because I had my brothers shielded me. So after that was when I started hearing from, because my friends were seeing me as I was in La La Land. So everybody left me in my bubble. Because you know, if somebody's in a bubble, you can't tell them anything. You know what I mean? So that was when people started telling me, guys are like this. So my mentality changed. So maybe for a woman or a man who left their relationship, they were naive too. And when after the breakup, they found out that it's the way of the world. People, you know.
I agree totally.
Everybody's coming, you know.
Okay, EJ, let's hear from Obi. Obi.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hi, Obi. Welcome to the show.
You got the question?
No, it's just like my input. What I think sometimes, maybe by what I've heard from people.
Young people.
Yes, people that have been, I call them victims or culprits or whatever you will use. People that I know maybe left somebody because of something like that. But, you know, it's doing even worse now outside marriage. But what I discovered was that the first motive, the first intention, like, let's say when the person got married, she married for love. She married really with her whole heart. So out of disappointment and betrayal, you understand, the person now lost faith in love. Or believe that there is something like love any longer. So what they now do, most people that find themselves doing that, they are now doing, it's not about love, it's not even about anything, it's just like maybe change of perception. What
your mentality switches, your brain resets,
So it's just like two consenting adults now. They don't want, like Ijoma rightly said, Ojugo also said that maybe, and the other somebody said maybe they're hitting back, you know, because they are already heartbroken. But some is just.
Can I come in at this stage? There's one.
And I can tell you my first account of, you know, how I was crying. Oh my God, I wanted to die.
Can I say something here?
Yeah, go ahead before we go to the next question. Yeah.
Thank you, Obi.
There's one angle people are overlooking, maybe because people are women, so you are conveniently taking it out. I think sometimes some relationships that people go into are for financial security.
That's what another one. Okay.
You find that maybe while a woman was married and she was having issues in her marriage, there was somebody who was providing some of the things she needed for herself and for her kids.
You know what I said about somebody being in her corner all along?
Okay. Or was that part of the question?
No, that was my own explanation of something that could explain what's going on.
Most times when they get divorced, most young men are not looking for women who are already divorced. One, they don't even want to take care of responsibilities that are not theirs, especially women come with kids. And you find that most times people who are willing to take on such responsibilities are married men or married women, if the case reversed, as in the man just got out of a nasty marriage too. So sometimes, even nobody has thought about it so far, you find that most times the person who can provide financially, take care of their needs, becomes the person that they are most comfortable to be around and be with when you get out of a messed up marriage. So I think the finance issue should be brought into, not because we're going by Gwen Gottri's killing no romance without finance. No, not because of that. But for God's sake, in this time and age, you want to go into a relationship with somebody who can't even take care of your bills. So most times it's a married partner that comes available. That's my take. So it might not be out of the spikes you want to retaliate, which somebody actually said here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let me say something.
What about a woman that is financially buoyant? That is
no, I'm not saying that's what it is all the time. I'm just saying it's one of the things to be considered.
All right, Chris, do you want to add before we go to the next question?
Let me say this thing. Let's make the distinction here. You divorced because of your spouse cheated on you. And it's different from divorcing for maybe domestic abuse, neglect, and other things. So if you divorce because your spouse was cheating on you, come on, man, it's inexcusable you going to, be in a relationship with a married man or a woman.
So that you continue the cycle.
But Chris, it depends on your frame of mind, and it depends. It might not be a marriage. It depends on where you are in life.
Once you say, no matter where you are in life, you don't have to inflict that same pain on another innocent person. Yeah, divorcing generally is fine. You can do whatever you want. But if you divorce solely, you can't tell me that you have evolved and then you want to inflict that pain on somebody. Just imagine somebody, if he divorced now and go on to Oche's husband.
Hey,
no. Assuming two of you are not friends, but let me just say that.
Even
how
if
would
you're friends, it's okay for me.
Come and marry.
Chris. Okay, I keep using me for an example. After my heartbreak, I decided not to have any serious relationships, no love. Just chop and go. Chop and go. So it doesn't matter who I'm chopping. I just want to chop and go. There's no relationship. You know what I mean? Although the guys who want you to, they want to clamp you down and everything. But yeah. So that's what happens. So you're doing it at times. It's not because you want to, break the relationship or break. You just want to chop and go.
No. This one is narrow. Leave your marriage because of
women who have seriously been heartbroken
on another person. To me, it's inexcusable. But if you divorce for other reasons and you go, come on, man, do what you want to do. But I'm just saying, you have recognized that it's so bad that you can leave your children, your marriage, and then you go out and you start doing this. Come on, man.
But please, somebody can leave a relationship because of abuse, physical abuse, and end up with somebody who's abusing.
What Onyem is saying, Onyem does not condemn the fact that you ended
I don't, yeah.
His own is, don't end up with a married person if your grouse is that he cheated.
Simple.
You can end up with a married person if he was beating you. You can end up with a married person if he wasn't taking care of you financially and stuff like that. But if you say that this is my problem, he cheated, then don't go and do it with somebody else who is in the same boat.
Because you loved the guy, because you really loved the guy who cheated on you. So you hurt you somewhere, you can't imagine somebody sleeping with him. But when you're sleeping with somebody that you don't care about, you don't care about them. That's the two difference. That's the difference.
Let's not forget that once divorce, the person.
Chris, you have plenty to learn from our women.
Sorry, there's something I want to, a point I want to.
No, Nigerians don't.
And you know what? You guys are not letting me. It's time to ask the next question. So when I ask that question, Obi, I'm going to start from you, okay?
Go, Oche.
Yeah.
Go on, Oche.
Before I ask my question, we'll have the CLO moment. And for those of you joining us today, CLO means Chief Love Officer.
Yes,
and that's what I am on Oche Kitchen. So for today's CLO moments, just listen. If you want, yes. If you want sex, make it clear.
Exactly.
If you want a relationship, make it clear.
Wow.
If you want somebody to talk, make it clear.
Boza.
If you just want time pass, make it clear.
Bam, bam, bam.
If you want someone's help just to move on, make it clear. But
exactly.
Don't use someone.
Exactly.
Don't use someone.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my motto, yeah. Just be out.
They used me. Carry on.
The question is, what advice can you give your younger self and children now, if and when they experience heartbreak? So, Obi, I'll give that to you. Should I repeat the question?
Yes.
Okay. The question is, what advice can you give your younger self and your children now, if and when they experience heartbreak?
Okay.
Okay, so then you could.
Obi, are you there?
Yeah, I thought somebody's trying to. I thought I'm to first comment. I should go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, after you, Lamba would say something.
Okay, my advice to my younger self, my children, my whoever that is, maybe, although I will not wish that to anyone anyway, but peradventure something like that occur, is to tell the person that things happen.
Yeah.
Shit happen, move on. Shit happen. Okay, maybe because you gave the person total, you know, this house, I know, you know, it's just to find a way and heal, get a distraction, get yourself, you know, into another thing, heal and move on. Because most times, what we call heartbreak, like Ijoma rightly said, that what she called heartbreak then, if it's her now, she wouldn't have seen it as that. So the more one mature, when you have wisdom, you'll be able to appropriate and decide properly. So if I see anybody experiencing any emotional pains or something, heartbreak, I'll say, live above your emotion. Digest what happened. Is it what, you know, breaking this relationship over? If it's not, live above your feelings, you know, go beyond feelings, go beyond emotions and move on. There's nothing, it's only something that is irretrievably or something that is totally bad that you can't forgive, then heal and move on. Enjoy life. Life is, you know, meant to be enjoyed. God has given it to enjoy. So live above emotion, live above feelings and move on. Control your feelings. You can control your feelings.
You know, easy. No, easy.
That's what I want to say. I'll be considering that you're talking to a younger person.
18-year-old girl.
Okay, I will give the person Joyce Meyer's book. I'm sorry to say, but I will give the person books to read.
Because somebody is crying. Tears will not let them read now.
That's
anyway.
I'm sorry, that's just what I know, because there is nothing you can do. Emotional pain is traumatic. Like, you know, it can't even allow you to do any other thing. You know it's how traumatic, it can be. Yeah. So only keeping advice, give the person anything that can work for the person. But the bottom line is, shit happens, move on. Life is meant.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Lanval, your hand has been up. Can you say something, please? Lanval, very.
It might be an old hand up. The previous hand over.
Okay. So, okay, then I'll throw the question to someone else. Adibeli.
Away. Oh. You hear me now? Let me talk. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so after Lanval, you go ahead, please.
Okay, let me come in and say my own. I will like kind of, I will take us a little bit back. Like based on the one that you said, the woman that was, like the husband cheated on her and she left the marriage to go and look for someone else, like a married man, move on with that. And it's not a good one because you are also hurting someone in that. Despite someone did to you, doesn't mean that you do it to another person. If you feel like to leave the marriage, it mustn't be somebody's. So you might get patient and get another one. Maybe the first place wasn't meant for you to be. So you move on with the second, another person, but you shouldn't be somebody's own because it's dangerous and it's not good. So, like advice I would give to someone maybe that has heartbreak, like a younger person, I would tell the person to be careful next time. That is not, you shouldn't dive into a relationship and you give your 100% into it, or carry all your eggs and put in one basket. You look well before you give, and you know when you're supposed to be there. Not somebody, maybe you're the one that's forcing yourself into that relationship and it did not work and you start crying, they're giving you heartbreak or whatever. So you should be careful when you are starting a relationship. Like me, I never get heartbreak in my life before. So you encourage them to know what is okay for them. Not that you start something and you know that person is not serious and you were like giving everything you have into it. Small time now you start crying, they give you heartbreak. It's you that caused it. So what I would advise them, they should be careful. They shouldn't give all. They shouldn't give all. Even if it's a marriage, be sure what you're going into and be sure what you're giving before you feel like you have heartbreak. And that's it. So then if you feel that bad, move on with your life. God, you pray. God might send someone better. Maybe that place wasn't meant for you to be. Then you might get actually one day someone that will suit you and give you all you want. That's my own advice.
Thank you, lady. Thank you, lady.
Thank you. And Adi. Adi,
what do you want to ask me?
Okay, I'm asking. I'm asking what you would say to your younger self, or the advice you would give to your kids should they face a heartbreak in future.
Heartbreak, no, mom, now. No, may I read their book, I beg.
No. I mean,
don't date till at what age?
Well, at my young age, I would say, don't fully commit. You know, you must learn how to manage your emotions.
Florence, can I take you back a bit? How many heartbreaks did you have before?
I've not had any heartbreak. I won't lie to you.
Okay, well, carry on.
I don't push someone to that level because I'm not gonna survive here. So I know what I'm looking for. And
so
I can't fully commit. Sorry.
So what are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Don't tell us.
I know what I want. And if I don't get
so you don't do love. You want to tell us there's no love. You never experienced love?
I love.
Wait, in London, all these London people, nobody's sabi love.
I never get heartbreak before. I'm not gonna lie. No, I've not, because I know what I want. You know.
Wow, you guys are lucky.
Yeah. So I won't say I have a bad ex. If you want to, you know, if you've had a bad experience, you know, your ex and whoever, why will you choose? I will always choose my ex because I've never had any bad experience.
Me too. I'm friends with all of them, but it's just
you know? So what I would say to my younger self, don't fully commit, you know, because to avoid that heartbreak, and even if you have it, try to manage your emotions. For the young generations, you know, things are changing anyway. But I would say to them, just focus, you know. As person we should know where the thing they hurt them. So you know what you want in a relationship. And if you're not getting it and it's not a 50-50, then don't even commit. You know, find a way. There's always good things around. There's always as many fishes in the ocean. So I would say to them, for the young generation, look before you leave, because you can see they're getting married now. Within a couple of months, they're divorced. If I'm married, you know. So I would say to them, look before you get into something very serious. For me, yeah, that's
but for you not to commit, which means you have to, because there's no way you date one person and not have 100% feelings for that person. It's not possible.
Feeling like
so for you not to commit, which means you have to like be dating
put your egg in so many baskets.
Like my advice to younger people:
no, it doesn't
you don't
mean
have to sleep with everybody. You don't have to sleep around.
Why you see the
I
right
say
person,
date different people. Don't put your eggs in one basket. Date different people. When the one that is going to be the one, you will feel it. And then
I don't believe in dating. I don't believe in
Then
dating.
you,
When I saw my husband, I knew he might not have it all, but when I saw him, I knew that this I'm keeping him, and I didn't.
But you dated other people before you married your husband.
Hey, no.
so
like
so why
wasn't
those ones? You know what I mean?
Like
you want to tell me? You want to tell me you targeted your husband and used voodoo? Okay.
You know.
All right, thanks, Daddy. I would like to take the advice from a guy before I.
Thank you for giving me that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Benson
say he don't know anything what we talk about.
But you can advise. Then you can advise a young person.
Does not know anything, but Benson managed to escape. Okay.
Benson stole the first experience.
No, he had whatever it is he did that shielded him from a heartache. Okay. So you can't tell me that Benson doesn't know what to tell the younger ones. Benson is. There must have been something you did with your life that made you to skip, like Ataibo and Adibeli were the heartbreakers.
Go into priesthood and then come out and marry.
When they are done, they move on. When they are done, they move on. So they didn't get their heart. So
they're waiting for
you. On mute.
No,
he's there.
Like I said, maybe the only advice I can give, or what I can remember, I think what I can see is like we've all been saying things that are flying over my head. 1 minute, please.
This topic is over Ben's head. This is not his topic.
We'll be saying things that are flying over my head, that things I cannot imagine, because I've been sitting trying to imagine.
And you can comprehend.
No.
Yeah, you divorced and you went to another married man. Thank God, Chris.
I married woman, no. It's not only us. You guys.
Thank God, Chris just came in and said they are confused. I like that word he used, that they are confused. See, for me, there is nothing too difficult that we cannot forgive in any relationship we are having. Nothing. There is nothing there. There is nothing you can't forgive. Even if you caught her with a man, you can still forgive her.
If you love.
If really you love the person you married.
So true.
I agree with you, Benson.
So my only advice is let people from the onset decide what they want in a relationship, so that you don't go in and go out. Take your time.
Okay.
Find out if this person is really for me before I make this commitment.
You see, at the end of the day, Benson had something good to say.
Benson is confused.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Benson is confused. He didn't know what he said.
No. Benson's advice is apt. Know what you want before you go in. It's very important. If at some point you feel that, okay, I might not be able to see this thing through, it's okay to sit back and just be friends, okay?
Yeah.
By the time, from what he said, if you know that, okay, this person and I, we share this, we share that, we have the same values, we have the same morals, we have the same focus and stuff like that, then, I mean, we're all human beings and we're not perfect. We can't even tell tomorrow. So to a large extent, let it be someone who you agree, because I don't even believe that you should marry someone you have the same thing in common with. I don't.
No, I'm a big advocate for that. Yeah.
No, I don't agree.
Yeah, that's the best person to marry.
Let it be someone that you agree. You would have your differences, your two different,
of course,
but you agree on some things to a large extent. Okay,
have more in common.
Because all those saying that marry somebody that you are the same weight and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me say something here. I always get kind of when people say make sure it's what you want before you get in.
Things change. People change.
At what age?
People grow.
Exactly.
Most people get into a relationship at a very young age, and then they haven't seen the world.
Exactly.
They met in the university. How do you know what you want?
Exactly.
There are people who, in our time, who were marrying. You are a jabota. You have housemaid. They did everything for you. Oh, they go on and latch on to you. And fast forward to this day, they are now complaining that the husband doesn't help. He can't help at home. He doesn't know how to do those things.
Exactly.
But we didn't think it through. And up till now, most people don't think it through. So we are saying, make sure what you want, make sure all this, because we have gone through the phases. But for them, they don't know what they want.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You will agree with me that if you're friends with someone, from talk to talk, you will tell someone, oh, I would like to make jollof rice. And he says to you, I've never cooked jollof rice. He has made it known that he doesn't enter kitchen. Okay. Meanwhile, you guys are just friends. It's just like everybody seems to know everything, almost everything about Benson. Why? Because on Oche Kitchen, we would say we've known him for a while. So when you're friends with someone over time, there are things you basically know about him. That's what I feel. There are things you don't even need to be in very close proximity. But as long as you're friends with someone over time, you definitely know things you can take and things you wouldn't take.
You can take, yeah.
I've seen people who say after a date, man, I am not going to date this girl again. And you ask why. And he says, the way she treated a waiter at the restaurant, that's a deal breaker. So that shows you that this girl is rude. And I don't think I can live with such rudeness. So to an extent, I agree with Benson that there are things that you can say, I don't want this, I don't want that, I can't live with this, I can't live with that. Based on that, or, okay, I don't think I'm mature enough to go through this kind of pain. So let me wait a little bit. Let me wait for like 2 years when I'm mature enough to handle whatever a man brings my way. Those are also ways of knowing what you want. Because you know that somebody is not going to give you peace. It doesn't matter if you're 50 years old when you're marrying him.
Let me say this. There's no hard and fast answer about this. Fast rule about this. The thing is this. When you are going to choose your partner, one, physical attraction comes first. And then if you have that discerning mind at that age, you'll be able to, okay, this person doesn't run around. Some people, when they are 20s, if you tell them you don't know how to cook, they will ignore it. They will overlook it. But down the road, it becomes a problem. After all, you can't cook. I went to Ngozi's house. If you see the candy that she made for her husband, you are now bringing something you think it, So what I'm saying is, people go into marriages for the wrong reason. I've seen people who say, I'm going to marry a doctor, I'm going to marry a nurse. No, kneel down. You don't have to go to mountain on the fire. You kneel down and say, God, give me my wife.
Exactly.
That's what the prayers you need. And be very genuine and sincere in what you are looking for. And have an open mind. People do evolve. You can marry an angel when they were younger, and as they begin to, and you move around, environment, society affects everything. All you just have to have an elastic mind.
Thank you, Chris, for saying that. Yeah.
You can
elastic mind, yeah.
You have an elastic mind, because every little thing can tip you off. Don't say, oh, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna. When it gets to that point, find a way to make it amenable. But does this man tell me the truth? Is he very caring? He's not a selfish person. It's not a very violent person. When you get those three things, every other thing will fall in place.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Chris, you're very right. And most times we find our soulmate or the perfect person right in front of us, but because maybe he's not this, he's not that, or she's not this, she's not that. Like you said, some people is so hooked on, I want to marry a doctor, I want to marry a nurse, I want to marry a tall, thin girl, I want to marry a girl with tall, dark, and handsome. Yes, I want to marry a girl with big boobs. And meanwhile, you have a skinny chick who loves me, who treats you like a king, but you know you wouldn't look at him. Or maybe you have you know what I mean? And yes, so you have to have an elastic mind. Love comes in strange places. You know what I mean? Yeah, assurance. Yeah.
Let me read. We've got a few comments.
Benson raised his hand though. Go ahead.
Bebe, let me read these two comments and you speak before we round up. Artie said, please advise for the older ones needed though. So it's not just the young ones. So, but what my response to that is, what we're telling the younger ones, can the older ones take the same advice? It's none of them are men and women wahala. So it doesn't matter. And she said, you can forgive and avoid. So, yeah, to give you a better, I saw the world and I was older, but still made a dodgy choice. Okay.
Yeah, anyway. Because I think her mind wasn't elastic. Because people are like, I want to marry somebody who's MBS.
Sorry, IJ. What I don't want in a man is physical violence and laziness. You must be able to provide for the home without relying on me as the woman. Any other thing, we can work through it. So with this comment,
what if he can't? What if he can't, but he's good in other things?
She would not have a heartbreak. I think she will move on. Bembe, what do you want to say? So before
all the informers are the same.
Over time.
Well, what I want to say is just simple. When we talk about know what you want, it doesn't have to do with whether the person knows how to cook or not. If she doesn't know how to cook, do the cooking. Cook for her.
If you can cook, yeah. If you can cook,
cook for her. You only know whether she knows how to cook when she comes into your house. She starts living in your house, or you go and eat whatever she cooks. But if she doesn't know how to cook, please do cook for her. Not because she doesn't know how to cook.
Why can't you teach her how to cook?
Yeah, some people don't like cooking. Some people don't like cooking. Like there was a girl who came from she was a friend. That came and she doesn't like cooking.
It's not a
Bembe, we'll go to overtime. What I wanted to say is thank you everybody for being a part of today's show. It's been an interesting conversation. We don't even want it to end. But we've gone beyond our time. But stay back for overtime. Bottom line, we've all learned lessons from people's heartbreak, from our heartbreak. In case you didn't hear my heartbreak, watch it on YouTube. You'll hear about my own heartbreak and what I learned. So let's sit back and enjoy the conversation while we go offline. Thank you and join us next week, same time. Love you guys. So.